Welcome in, have a seat. Kick back and relax, cause it's that time of the week. How's your day? Was it great? Well, it'll get better with Otalku Cafe. Nostalgia, let the memories bloom. All these stories in my head are gonna make me go boom. Kick back and relax, turn the volume to the max. Bob your head until you're dead. Yeah. Yeah. Kick back and relax, turn the volume to the max. Bob your head until you're dead. Yeah.
Konbanwa, friends, and welcome back to another edition of the Otalku Cafe. This one is not a live recording. It is just going to be something that I am recording as of today, not on a live feed. But it will be on YouTube, Facebook, and all that as a replay, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, whether it's Spotify, Apple Music, and that is where it'll be up later on. But anyway, I'm Matt, your co-CEO and your head chef, and to join me today is nobody. That is kind of why I am doing this solo. That's fine, but we're gonna try to have fun. I'm gonna go for these as quick as I can, as best I can. Give my thoughts on these episodes. So we're just like a play-by-play with it. This is stuff I liked with each episode. So it'll be fun. Fun little title like I'm going slightly mad. Shout out to you guys that know Queen. That's why the visual I have in the background there. That's kind of why I did it. So it should be fun. But yeah, before that, we'll get to some news, and then I'm gonna just go run my thoughts on these episodes that aired today. First up, Aniplex has acquired Egg Firm, making it a wholly owned subsidiary as of February 2nd, 2026. It will continue operating its own leadership of fame, but for what it's going to entail, what they're going to do, we're not entirely too sure yet, but this is going to be more collaborations across franchises and all that, launch new properties to a worldwide audience. Partnerships like these is always a good thing, so I am okay with that. The manga, Thunder 3, is going to TV anime adaptation in 2026. 3 ordinary schoolboys come into possession of a DVD that supposedly opens a gateway to a parallel universe. But when their backs are turned, Pyontaro's sister Futaba passes through the gates and gets kidnapped by the aliens that have overrun the version of Earth. Discovering that their cartoonish bodies make them supermen in the hyper-realistic parallel universe, the boys set out to rescue Futaba. Yeah, we'll see. I know there's a little preview. I'll get to that later. There's a spin-off for the manga Welcome to the Doom World, Iruma-kun. There's getting the Mafia edition, episode of Mafia, for winter 2027. In this brand new spin-off of a runaway hit series, Iruma is a dirt-poor but unfailingly cheerful young boy who grows up in the roofless city slum. One day, Iruma gives an injured old man his last loaf of bread and nurses a stranger back to health, only to find out that the other gent is none other than Don Sullivan, head of the Babel Mafia. Soon after, Don Sullivan comes back, whisks Iruma away, and begs the boy to become his grandson. And just like that, Iruma begins his new life as the next in line to lead a gigantic gang of, dare we say, demonic mafioso. I don't watch the series in general, so I'm probably going to pass on that. What else we got? The Tokyo Anime Award Festival 2026. Winners have been announced. The grand prize, or the movie of the year, Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle Part 1, and television series Gundam G-Quacks. Kind of surprising to me because I've had mixed feelings on it, but I know people did love it. It's not bad, it's just other stuff in there just did not work for me fully. The anime Family War Hypnosis Mike Division Rap Battle movie. That is, I have not seen that either, but I'm sure that is out somewhere. Congrats to the winners for that one. Next up, light novel The Principle of a Philosopher by Eternal Fool Ashley. It's getting a TV anime adaptation. Through the accidental creation of a divine elixir known as the Eternity Elixir, Ashley gains an immortal body, free from the passions of time. With more than he could ever need, he devotes himself entirely to research, spending 5,000 years mastering countless spells and magical arts. In doing so, he becomes an extraordinary mage capable of wielding long-lost ancient magic. Setting out to broaden his horizons, Ashley embarks on a journey alongside his loyal familiar, Pochi, but his quiet, wandering life takes a dramatic turn after a single act of kindness. Thus begins a wildly offbeat youth fantasy that transcends the ages, the story of a 5,000-year-old young man and his 800-year-old canine companion. Now, they're the strongest around, yet somehow always a little out of sync. A timeless slapstick fantasy adventure begins now. Probably going to be good on that. Not for me, per se. To You and Beyond is getting an anime movie in fall 2026. Kazuki Tsukikaze is a high school boy who carries a certain secret in search of a place where no one knows him. He enrolls at Sakajima High School on a remote island. On Sakajima, there is a place known as the Cove of Spirits in a Way. One early summer day, Kazuki finds a girl lying unconscious in the cove. A girl, no, 16 years old, later regains consciousness in the hospital, but her identity remains unknown. What is the meaning of the world 1974 that she murdered? A touching boy meets girl story. I'll check this out. It's an anime movie. I will check it out. So we'll see what happens with that one. PA Works produces Cheat Fuyo as an anime adaptation. Rain, an enchanter who strengthens equipment with his magic, is suddenly expelled from his guild simply because every piece of gear in the guild has already been enhanced enough. Outraged by the usurped treatment, Rain decides to take back the enormous amount of mana he had poured into their equipment. When he casually channels it into a random copper sword, it transforms into a cheat-level weapon with 10,000 enhancement points. With zero combat experience, but armed with magic that can turn anything into overpowered gear, this enchanter sets off to a journey, a new carefree life as an adventurer. I'm thinking good on that one too, actually. It's a Raw the Pickup Girls in the Dungeon Season 6 is official. So good job on those that do watch that one. And finally, Side Games Pictures becomes Psypic under Cyber Agent Restructuring. So that's another thing for it. The changes take effect February 27, 2026, when the shares will acquire shares directly from Side Games, switching the studio from game sector affiliate to a core entity within Cyber Agents Media and IP division. The studio will also adopt a new corporate name, Psypic, on April 6th, coincidentally coinciding with its 10th anniversary. But yeah, not good for them. I'm looking forward to seeing more projects that they do produce. I cannot wait. And with that, we're going to get to the shows I am watching by myself. Strap in. It's going to be quite a bit, so I apologize for that. I'm trying to go doing that and trying to remember everything because I don't have anyone else to do it with me this time around. No 2-year eternity for a couple of weeks. That's fine. So it'll be just the new shows that have been coming out. So the first one is the Count Losing Your Innocence to an Android. Another 3.5-minute thing. I'm getting tired of those. But we got the cliche of, hey, welcome home. Would you like a dinner, a bath, or me? And Adesha kind of basically says, "Oh yeah, you're gonna get all those, but what order do you want them in?" And it was the dinner, bath, and then obviously her. So we got that. They have a little fun, and it ends with Akane get an email saying, "Hey, there's a group of other people like you that have romance androids like yourself, and we have a little virtual meetup. I guess like a Zoom call type of thing." So that's gonna be the next episode, and yeah, we only got 3 more of this, and it's just that's the only upsetting thing. I hate that these are like 3 to 4 minutes. I wanted the whole 11 minutes each, but that's the only thing that has prevented me from giving it a higher grade than I want to. But moving on, roll over and die. Flum and Sarah, they get back to house they're staying in, like a hotel. Milk It got her ass whooped, and the residents that were housing them were also beat up and bruised. It was like one of these thieves type of things, and this made Flum basically snap at this man, basically killing him. Because she was trying to make Flum beg for her life, but she made this man beg for his life. While Sarah really didn't like that, because she's a saint, she's from the church, doesn't want people to die. But Flum almost lost her maid / girlfriend Milkit and did not like that. She didn't want her to die. Milkit apologized for what happened because her clothes got ruined. It's like, no, don't apologize. Like, I didn't want you hurt, type of thing. Stop treating me like I'm your master. They drop off the stuff they needed for the quest for the. And they're like, okay, well, good job. So because of this, basically your payment is going to be this house, this nice house. You can just have it for doing such a good job for me. And as Milkit and Flum arrive, before that, we also had the 3 demons, Negas, Tyson, and Sietu. They're just like hanging out, being all casual, figuring out basically what the humans are doing, even though they're like not these savages type of thing. Negas brings out the core. So they're like, hell yeah, it was Flum that did this. And I was like, oh, I guess the gods were wrong about her after all. So let's see if we can actually use her, see what we could do. Flum reunites with Eterna. Eterna is like happy, like she didn't know that Flum was basically being sold off as a slave. And we find out, and I love seeing that the morale is completely down in that hero party just for kicking her out, especially Eugene being pissed off and the people like not really liking this guy. And that's the satisfying part of this. Like, hey, look, like yeah, she wasn't strong, but like no one agreed to sell her into slavery, and that was awful of you to do that. Eterna has a cure for Milkit's skin condition. So she's going to be working on that. So I cannot wait. Cannot wait for that. Not a bad episode. Like I said, all this stuff is like, it's fine. But anywho, let us go now with Chain Soldier. It's time for the Azuma family banquets. We have about 8 people from the family, whether they're first family, second family. We see the other ones outside of Fubuki and Yachio. We got Tobera, which is the grandmother. She looks younger than everybody. Maya, Yumina, and who else? There's a couple more. It's like a trio type. Who was that other one? Homare. That's the one that was basically teasing Himari, like, hey, I was bullying you when you were a kid. We're gonna do all this now. Honestly, it was also Takumi and Soraka. So I thought all of the Asuma family. It's gonna be a battle royale of sorts. And last one standing is now the head of the Asuma family, People are expecting it could be Fubuki, but I feel like it's going to be Himari for this one. And of course, Yuki is a part of this because he's going to help out Himari and a little slave combination type of thing. They had a nice power up. I really like that. Fubuki handles Sorako, Takemi, and Yumina by herself essentially. Those are those three were like the Bastards family essentially, like second family. Like no one really gives a crap about them. But yeah, this is all about Himari taking on Himari. Himari has like this programming ability, like she types stuff in on her legs, type of thing. It's like battle techniques, like it's her own strategies on how to deal with them. So okay, it's an interesting ability. Yeah, but until Yuki and Himari got their little new power up, that's when they're able to turn the tables on Himari. Himari didn't like any of this, so she wants to do fist to fist. And Himari's like, "All right, cool, bet." So Himari just flat out just punches the light out of Himari, and that was awesome. Like, okay, I like that. And then Yuki turns back into his human self, and Himari's reward to him is basically tongue sucking him while making out. And all of a sudden, here comes her mother watching, and then she's just like, go finish. Don't mind me. I'm just enjoying the view, as they say. Yeah, not bad. But no, funny stuff. Next up, Vigilantes. This is more or less like a flashback type of thing. We get to see Ayun, Yamada, Miss Midnight, Aizawa, and what's the guy's name? Not him. Shirakumo. So we got him, but for those that don't know him, then he was in the villain thing, but that's neither here or there. But anywho, but no, it was Loud Cloud, Aizawa, and Yamada, like how they were in UA. Aizawa like really had no confidence in himself. It was more of like, hey, like his attacks, like outside of the disabling their quirks by staring at him, his attacks on top of it are just weak, and it makes the combat not fun, according to one of the people he was fighting during sparring practice. And it was just more to get to see how they all became friends. And you see that Miss Midnight in that timeline, like offering Aizawa a teaching spot like Yamada and all that, and he really didn't want that. He just wants to be this lone hero type of thing. And we get to see Miss Midnight's previous outfit when she was in UA, like a very real type of thing, like a belt on the crotch area, all that crotch and breast. It's like, oh, it was gonna be revolutionary, but it didn't turn out so well. They all found a cat. They were taking care of the cat, so Miss Midnight basically adopted it. It looks like. But we're gonna find out what happened with Loud Cloud in these like little set of episodes. So that one's just gonna be interesting. Not a whole lot happened. It was just Koichi talking to Aizawa during all this when they were stuck in the rain. So we're gonna get that little backstory for that one, the next one. So it should be fun. Next up, Shibo Yugi playing Death Games. The next game is going to begin soon, but we find out Yuki is now on game. She's about to do game 30, so she completed 29 games so far, and we have her like alone in her thoughts about like, hey, like why am I still doing these games? Like it was just to put food on the table when I was just starting out. I even just doing these few games, I was able to make enough, but it just gets to the point where I get to playing and playing and playing, and now it's just like now I can't stop. Like this is something I want to do, and she's just good at it. Like so, that's why part of her wants to keep going. And we find out like when you're in your 30 games, it's gonna get a lot harder. It gets a lot like these games become a lot harder, and not many people get that far past that, and she needs about 70 more to go. But Yuki, she gets a call and says like, "Hey, I know who you are. I know you went against my daughter in the last game, and we are." It's kind of like Squid Game here. Like we are trying to, we're trying to stop these games, and we need your help with it, and we'll make sure you're paid well and all this. But Yuki kind of just does not want to do it, as she's too much enjoying herself with these games. But yeah, she gets picked up, about to do the next game. She's picked up by her agents. Because usually when they get picked up, they drink something, they get knocked out, and then I guess they're like transferred into like their avatar bodies type of thing. But new drink, all that strong. And this one looks like it's the Golden Bath game. We don't know how this game works per se quite yet, but Mishiro is back, and she drowned someone in this game. Like holy crap! So she's ready to just straight up like okay, she wants her revenge on Yuki, and that's gonna be the battle that's gonna be leading up to it soon. I cannot wait. But no, I do like these episodes. They're a lot of fun. Kaya-chan isn't scary. School field trip. Uh, everyone gets on the train while Mobu's trying to talk to Michie about what they saw at Kaya's house with the mother. This old man, he got mad at the kids for like, oh, these hardworking men got these paid for these seats, and here you go, you kids get to sit here all freely, nearly like, all right, look, old man, fuck off. Just let the kids sit. But Chie saw Kaya was stuck on the train, and Chie tried to go get her, but the train closes and they go off while all the students are outside. And you find out why she was kind of like stuck in the standstill, because there was a bunch of ghosts on that train, but they were harmless, so they're going to fight them and anything. Eventually, they get off, and thankfully, our glorious Rudy, our Mobu, and his wife, they got him to pick up a ride. And before they take Kaya and Chie to, with the other classmates and teachers and all that, they go to the old person's home of Kaya's grandmother. And they go there, check it in. Her name is Mutsu. That's her. Yeah, that's her name. Her name is Mutsu. But when they go in there, they see like these ghosts that are like clinging on to like the old men, like the elderly people in this elder home. And when Kaya fights one of them, it's like, oh, you're not supposed to do that, because with these ghosts, the erasers, whatever you want to call them, or death. They're basically death that's attached to these elderly people. To let you know that death is coming for this soon. What you call it, Mobu, Kaya, Chie, they run. Mobu tells them to leave to ward them off. But eventually, all the other people they stop, they calm down after the grandmother Mutsu. She finally shows up, as they know, like we're not doing any of that right now. So got out of here, scram. Talks to Mobu. She's Kaya, but Kaya has like this blank stare, and you just had Mutsu like cry and apologize and like begging for death, and you just see this creepy smile. That's one thing I like it about this Kai champion, is that they're like up and up the creepiness slowly but surely, even though it's just a little kindergarten type show. But Mobu and Chie kind of feel like, that probably wasn't Kaya when the grandmother saw her, so it must be someone else in the family that she saw. So we'll find out with that. Good episode. Good episode. That one I liked. Next up, we got Golden Kamuy. My boy, my boy Usami. Completely. I'm upset by that. Sugimoto took care of Jack the Ripper. Jack the Ripper. He's caught. He's captured. Beat the shit out of him. Usami sees Hajime. They get into a fight, and it led to Hajime shooting Usami in the gut. Sorry, not Hajime. Ogata. Ogata shot. Ogata shot him. Shot Usami, and but Usami was able to get away on a horse, and he's on this horse trying to reach Captain Surumi. But Ogata with a sniper just straight up shot Usami. Surumi was able to have his final breath type of thing. He bit one of Usami's fingers. He was like, now you're going to be a part of me no matter where we go. That type of thing. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, and yeah, they're able to kill someone. So that was upsetting. And KJ, crazy as he is, he just goes up all the way up on the water tower. He shows all the tattoos on. He's like, I'm gonna jump. So like, I ruined the tattoos. I ruined my body of all this, and you're not gonna. Like, if I die, you won't get it. So don't try to stop me. And they're all just looking at him like, all right, cool, go. Yeah, and they're like, what? While that is happening, Sherpa and Sugimoto, they were talking to what's his name? Forgot who, but this guy. God, what is his name? Not Kiji. But either way, it was more of I have like the extra tattoo that was unfinished, but yeah, I'm gonna say, hey, like I'm gonna give this to you. So no, I like that. Looks like the Sapporo beer arc is going to finish in the next episode, I believe. But I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that one. All right. In the clear, Moonlight Dusk, we got our other prince, Takudo. We'll get to him in a bit. Yoi and Kohaku are like kind of like being this awkwardness together because after like they tried to kiss each other, then that really didn't go anywhere. So Yoi was just kind of doing her own thing. She sees this handsome man walking out of the restaurant or going to the restaurant, and he says that Takudo Oji is now working at the restaurant with Yoi and her father. Takudo, quite charmer, I will say that. Yoi does help out a little bit during the shifts, and Takudo kind of admits, I'm kind of like clumsy type of thing. It's talking to Yoi, like, oh yeah, you're also called the prince. Like, well, it's also my last name, so I kind of can't. And it's like, no, I didn't see you as a boy. Like, I thought of you as just, you're a pretty woman. That kind of got Yoi flustered. I'm like, no, don't do it. Don't fall for him. But thankfully, it's been that she was more thinking about Kohaku around that time. So okay, so it's not like a love triangle, or hopefully not, but it doesn't always work out, but it could mean something else. But Kohaku and Yoi, they randomly bump into each other during their shifts. But I like that. It made it figure Kohaku. Enough flirting, but because it ended with, hey, there's a festival next week and we should go. And that means we will go. because they're talking about, he's talking about, hey, you should wear a yukata and all that. Kind of held hands. So it's kind of nice. It was kind of nice. I like these episodes. Like I said, I'm not doing a full-on recap because, again, it's a lot of episodes and it's just me. So just bear with me. Do the best I can. Whoever does listen to this, I do thank you all. We greatly appreciate it. Tune in to the Midnight Heart. Picked up where we left off. Actually, not exactly where we left off because that's going to come later. A little party going on. Shinobu, Rika, Nene, Iko, Leben, Arisu. They're all at the teacher's house. And Lemma was kind of teasing the girls, like, hey, you're all wearing these cute outfits. What's up with that? Oh, are you trying to impress Arisu? Like, hey, you should totally breed them right now. They're doing all that. But Arisu kind of passed out. He's been worn out. He's tired. So all the girls say, okay, later on, let's get actual food and bring it back to the house. Iko comes back first, puts the cake in the fridge, and was asking this unconscious Arisu what's his relationship with Shinobu, how she hugged him and everything. Did they kiss? Who knows? And Nene was like watching on, but Iko kind of caught her like, hey, like, so how much of that did you hear? Type of thing. They're asking about kiss. They're basically asking about their feelings about Arisu, and before they could really confirm it. Heard the door open to Shinobu. The two girls hide under the bed. Shinobu was about to confess something to Arisu, but before she could, Rika comes in and just makes Shinobu hide under the bed. Rika is now talking to this unconscious Arisu, and she actually looks under the bed, saying, "Hey, what y'all doing under there?" Arisu eventually woke up and saw that there was like this awkward silence between the four girls, and it turns out they all bought a cake for Arisu as like a thank you type of thing. But he did eat all those cakes. He ate 4 cakes. I appreciate the gift type of thing. And they were playing like this Jenga type of thing. Also, we found out Lemon also bought a cake, and basically it's going to be like loser eats her cake. But the girls, but Arisu was like lost in thoughts. We get back to where we were with the Apollo, and Arisu had the opportunity to meet her, but he said no because I wanted to find you by myself. Like, I'm gonna make you come with me and like in this stardom type of thing. And he talked about how he actually wants to be a producer, whether it is for anime, music, the VTube, and broadcasting. Like, he wants to make all 4 of them shine with their careers, and he wants Apollo to be part of it because he knows Apollo is one of them. And Apollo made Arisu close his eyes and walks past him, type of thing, saying like she likes that type of thing. She would. So got lost in thought. He lost the Jenga, so he gets to eat the cake. They all talked about how they enjoyed the sports puzzle type of thing, what they did, the progress of it. They can't wait to do more. What's going to be next? Good question. I cannot wait. This show is slowly growing. It was just okay at first, but now as we get more, I'm like, I like it. I'm enjoying it. So we got that. Next up, Jujutsu Kaisen. We get our fight with Kinji against Yuji. Yuji just trying to have Kinji like, hey, hear me out type of thing. And while that's going on, Kirara is fighting Megumin and Panda. I like Kirara. But what you call it? Megumin was telling Kirara, hey, we just want to talk type of thing. Gojo got sealed. Kirara wasn't believing any of this. And Kiara's cursed ability is like it involves like constellations. You cannot touch one another. It's like a stalemate type of thing. Can't reach. If you throw a certain object, it throws back at you. If you are marked, and it's more of you gotta figure out the pattern to reach the other side of it. I love the Twitter comments of how like, yeah, oh yeah, all transgender people they can like float, do telepath and all that. Like, oh yeah, they can all do that. Didn't you know? And I love that. I was that Kiara. I was that. Hey, yeah, not good. Not bad looking either. I like it. But eventually, Megami was able to figure out Kiara's abilities. Panda, a little skinker at the pain, and does capture Kiara. It's like, hey, please hear me out. We just need your help. We need Kenji's help. And you see Kenji being the crap out of Yuji. But Yuji, he holds his own, stand his ground, even though he's just getting his ass kicked. It's like, all right, you got my praise, you got my respect. And they all finally start to talk, and all of a sudden we got, hey, there's a new Culling game rule, and that rule is basically everyone's stats are now visible because one of them, because he wants to fight Sukuna. So basically, if he wants to find out, like, like names, points, curse abilities, all that is going to be like on display, kind of like a scan type of thing. Like we do like RPG, like scan, like oh, there's the name, abilities, weakness, all that. So yeah, it's basically for him to track down Sukuna because this person wants to fight Sukuna. And I believe that's going to be coming up soon. Because depending on how they pace this. No, not bad stuff. Fun little fights. Nice moments. But nothing 100% to write home about. Next up, Trigun Stargaze. This definitely focused on Mid Valley, the Horned Freak. He entered the ship. He's fighting Wolfwood. We get a little bit of Mid Valley flashback of how him and Knives met. Knives killed his bandmates. It's like, hey, you're gonna be basically working. You're gonna be doing this music for me, type of thing. Yeah, so Mid Valley was just scared of Knives, and I don't blame him. But Wolfwood was doing his best to hold his own on Mid Valley, and like when he shot his little trombone like on the ground, it's made basically Wolfwood get like a concussion, like can't see, blood in his eyes, ordeal. But Mid Valley was able to be defeated because of feedback. Because Vash asked our puppet man, like, "Hey, what's his weakness?" Like, we're not Leonov. It's like, yeah, like we're not gonna kill him, type of thing. We just want to figure out what's going on. Like, what's his weakness? And it's the feedback, so making him hear his own music. So that was enough to get him distracted, and then Vash shot the trombone. And said, like, hey, look, I'm not going to kill you. You're just going to be a capture. But yeah, Mid Valley's defeated. And the people on Knives' ship are like, okay, well, he failed. And it's like, oh, let's go get him. Let's go get him right now. And Knives is almost ready. He's almost about to be reawakened. So let's go kill him. Let's go kill the people on that ship and get what we need. So now these ships are into a head-on collision, battle time, and that was where that episode ended. I'm like, alrighty. So I can't wait to see what happens next with this. Will Knives wake up in this next episode or the one after that? We'll see. I like how this is just paced differently compared to the original one. Again, it's a different retelling. More characters and all that, so I like that. I do like this stuff that is going on. All right, next up, we got Hell's Paradise. Basically, the first half of this was more or less class in session because Gabimar and Yuzuri House, it's the shinobis in the group. That it's going to make them focus on their Tao in different ways. With Yuzuria's, it's more like on the focus, finding your center type of thing. And of course, we get her in glasses and that Chinese dress. Fucking, she's hot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not apologizing. Fucking Tommy was just staring at her ass, like, but failing to focus, and usually does knock the guy out. While Gabimaro was, you gotta dislocate your limbs, so like dislocate your neck, your shoulders, and all that. Like basically, be like a cat, like liquid. But yeah, they were showing Shinobu techniques, and then they were gonna plan an action. Tamiya, Toma, Fuchi, and Shion, and what's that girl's name? And Nuragai. They're all like the escape ones. Like they're gonna like find a boat, get that ready. Well, Gabimaru, Sagiri, Yuzuria, and May, they're going in there to get the elixir, or look for the elixir and get out. Rain is talking. Rain is talking to Chobe. That basically, hey, I'm gonna do more experiments on you type of thing. To basically see if you like more or less live. And they have this plan, and they said, hey, do not fight the Tencent. If you fight the Tencent, this mission is over. The mission fails. Gabimaru, Sagiri, and all that, they're all sneaking around. Shinobi Technique, Gabimaru, and Yuzuria. They're like killing the guards, the secrets. They see that there's no sense of doubt inside this building where they think the elixir of youth is. And as and then you stick a cloud in there, and it's Ren. Basically hide himself like, oh, so you also been using your Dao to find us and all that. And so Gabimaru's group got caught, busted, because fucking Chobe told them, like, hell yeah, there's other people in this island. They're strong as hell. So have fun with them. Bring them here. Use them for this ritual. And for the escape team, they got split up in two groups. So, and then fucking Sagiri tells Gabimaru, like, hey, we kind of failed here, so now what? And basically, they're going to have to fight. So, bunch of battles next week. That's going to be awesome. Good build up leading up to it. So, I like that. Like, everyone's coming for, like, whether it's from the Tencent, the Elixir, anything that they can grab their hands on, they're going to get it. Next up, sent us to be a hero. We meet our other guy, Sav. He is a sniper. Basically, he's just someone. He's a little crazy, goofball. He gets too mentally attached to his kill targets, kills people at random. He was also met with the guy that sentenced Leopold. I was like, oh yeah, why do you kill? Why do you get to do all this? And I was like, yeah, well, I just feel like it. I just feel like if I have no attachment to you, I'm just gonna kill you. Oh, really? Well, now you're gonna be a hero. And of course, Dorgalia Majesty has also upgraded his house weapon. Stabs a Chattermouth. People want him to be quiet. So Xylo, Kivia, Dada, Sav. They're excavating the area. They see some of these fairies. Sav was able to showcase his stuff. Traps were set up. And I like Tarita kind of like scolding. I like, oh, well, yeah. Like that goddess got 7 headpads and praise. I want to be praised. Why I want headpads. Why don't you praise me? That type of thing. She's annoying but cute. But no, basically, and they have no reinforcements yet. They didn't get paid. Dada is trying to collect money. But we got some reinforcements in terms of the miners from the previous arc. Norgal, basically summoned them here. I was like, well, he's going to train them, make sure they're not dead. They all treat him like a king. I fucking love it. Good God bless your majesties. So they got a plan in place. They got the barriers up. And while that's going on, Xylo and Leopold have a conversation. It's like, oh yeah, how do you feel about demons actually being amongst us, recruiting humanity and all that? And I was like, oh no, I read your article, and then Leopold was like, well, all that's kind of true, turns out. Whoopsie daisy, but the here and there, they couldn't get too much into it because here comes the enemy. They were doing well, like fire arrows and all that. They can't get through the barrier, but the celebration was short-lived. Like, what's that? And they see not other demons or fairies riding these like demonic horses. It was actually humans. So there's actual humans that are working with them, and they were able to break through the gates. They're now they're inside the castle, and you see one of them kill another human, and things are not looking good for the hero party. So pretty intense at the end. So I'm like, okay, okay, I see where you're going. I cannot wait for it. I need to know more. Show me more. Next up, Frieren. It's time for the big date. Fern's trying to figure out what she wants to wear. Uh, she got a beautiful dress on, while Stark is in his regular clothes. They're like, they're not really doing anything that calls it a date. They're just talking about Frieren. They're walking. Stark on, hey, you want to eat? Fern's like, no, not yet. They go to the marketplace more, and then they see like a little jeweler type of thing. Like, oh, couples discounts. Stark completely oblivious, socially awkward, can't read the room, and like as he like walks away from it, so does Fern. The couple after them bought what the necklace Fern was looking at, so you can tell she was disappointed there. Then they start eating at these random places. And while Fern is having fun, she is also disappointed at the same time. Then Stark confessed, like, "Oh yeah, actually, Frieren told me about these spots. I wanted to, I want to know what you liked." And Fern's like, "All right, well, it's nice that you were actually thinking of me and all that." Uh, Date disappointment, but also had a fun time. And they were looking at clouds, like, yeah, it looks like the pork bun we ate, type of thing. Like they were laughing together. So it kind of ended kind of well in the end. She even did a little, cute little penguin walk, when she's like really, really happy. And even Frieren was like, oh yeah, she did this braid, and she was in a good mood. They go to the next town. They're about to reach that northern peninsula. Uh, Bunch of monsters fighting. It's like been nonstop for 3 days. Monsters everywhere, like snakes, golems, like little mini dragon type things, drakes. So they're all getting tired. They get a cabin to stay in, but the condition is, hey, there's this monster that's been like getting rid of merchants and all this. Like people don't want to come in this area anymore. It's like a dead town. Can you take care of it? So they said they're gonna go the next day to do that. So Frieren, Fern, Stark, they see this creature. It's strong too. Like there's like it's not holding still for it. Fern, Stark, and all they're all struggling a little bit. Eventually, Frieren was able to get a shot on the thing's arm, and then Stark was uses his axe to hold it together. Like, hey, you're not going anywhere. Frieren shoots the main shot at it. That creature's dead. Stark is protected thanks to Fern. And then Stark's like, hey, man, we really should have gone around the sea. That triggered a flashback when Frieren said the same thing. But Hemo talked about, the Northern Peninsula. There's people that live here. It's their home. That's kind of why I want to be here, protect my home. So I also want to protect other people's homes. So Frieren gave Stark the same speech. Like, oh yeah, there's going to be a lot of stronger monsters in the Northern Peninsula. So we got to focus more on teamwork. And as Fern and Frieren are walking away, it's like, oh yeah, Stark's not walking away. And it turns out, yeah, he's kind of weak right now after fighting that monster. So it's like that's why he can't get up. And of course, Fern teases him. That's what episode ended. I really like that. Nice dates. Stark, don't worry, you'll get your chance soon. I promise. Next up, we got Medalist. Another beautiful, fantastic episode. This focuses on Yuna. Her performance is next. She was basically do like a triple spin, double axle type of thing. That was going to be part of her routine. But she did a triple on both, Yuna. and she did slip up a little bit, but it was enough to. But she was still able to keep her composure. She wants to be like also, before that, I like how Inori kind of caught Yuna in the act of talking to the puppet, talking to herself for her coach Shinichiro. I thought that was really cute because one of the other skaters that were in that competition, Yotsuha, I believe, she's out. So now basically in that camp, it's now Yuna's turn. She's definitely feeling the pressure. That's why she's using the puppet star. Like, oh, I love you, I love you, Sensei, type of thing. Inori overheard all of this. He was like, "You heard nothing." That was cute. But no, Yuna had a fantastic performance despite a couple of slips. She was able to get like 80 points. So because of that, she is now in first place, bumping off what's her name? Sana. Yeah, Sana or Monica. It was one of those two. But either way, they're bumped off. Some of the other competitors, they weren't able to get somewhere in the top 5 spots. And now it's Inori's turn. And Tsukasa looks at Inori, is like, hey, just know I believe in you. You have all the skills to get a gold medal. I'm going to help you get that gold medal. And Inori says, hey, like, do you actually believe in me? And he's like, yeah. And she's just like, then I got this. They do a fist bump. And now it's off to the races. Inori's performance is going to be next week. I'm excited. Definitely fitting because the Winter Olympics is happening on right now. As I was recording, figure skating was happening, so I'm going to watch those later. But no, beautiful stuff. I'm liking this. Even though this season is going to be short, I'm enjoying this very much. All right, now our co-main journal with which it's summer break for Asa, so she's going to be home basically every day instead of just being in school. Makio is definitely going through it. She cleaned up her sister's living space, garbage and all that, and just getting these small glimpses, flashbacks, like how her sister was, and yeah, she's just going through it. She's going through it in a sense, like it's still in her own way. Asa, she cleaned up the house and everything. But when Makio was home alone, she kind of made it a mess again. I just heard like being a riot type of thing. And Asa looks at Makio and says, like, hey, why can't you just do the simplest of things? And that kind of triggers something in Makio. So she's always in her head a lot. And we see Shingo, the ex-boyfriend, that was kind of like comforting her. And we kind of see like what made them break up. Even Shingo, like they were both crying. I guess there was some type of argument going on, but Shingo's like, I'd rather be friends. To go back to just being friends instead of having you hate me completely and get me out of your life. That type of thing. So he's like, you know what? I'd rather just stay friends then. It is going to be because I'd rather just be a friend and not date you than not being in your life at all. So we know what happened. That's why Shingo, he still cares about her that way, but he's just not going to force her into a relationship until it's something that she is ready for. Makio's friend stops by. I believe it's Emiri. I don't know, but yeah, one of the friends stops by. Like, oh yeah, it's Sunday. Like last time, like a Saturday. I know because you find that Asa kind of gave her the heads up. Asa is still at the store, so it's just Makio and this friend. Hold on, what is the friend's name? But either she's like definitely on the spectrum or something like that. But Hold on, where? Emery. Emery is here. And Emery, it's like talking to Makio about, like relationship advice. Because hey, you're an adult, so like, what's that like type of thing? It's just more of she doesn't want to be in a relationship, but it's something that like her parents expect. And even Makio was like, like all adults have like different ideas of it. Like you don't really, basically like you don't necessarily need to have this type of thing. Like to like be your own person type of thing instead of just these expectations from someone else. Like it even gives Emery like a movie. I forgot what the movie was called. Actually, hold on. If people thought that Makio gave Emery like this like lesbian movie, like I don't know, but yeah, what you call it? But it's still more people's minds just work differently. It's not wrong. It's just how they are. Gave her that type of motivation, type of thing. And when Makio wasn't thinking, she thought about Kasamichi when talking to the girls, and she wrote out a text basically saying, "Hey, do you want to go out? Like, want to get dinner somewhere? They're just doing these bentos for us." And she actually accidentally sent the message, and she goes like, "Yeah, let's go out. Let's get Chinese. Let's get some greasy Chinese." So they're at this date, Chinese restaurant. Even Malky just looks at Shingo like, "When did you get so hot?" type of thing. We get a little flashback, like how they met. There's like some type of mixer type of thing at a restaurant. Um, and they talk about how like Shingo was like this pampered type of guy, and then Makio just admitted like I liked pampered men. And Shingo was shocked. He was like, "Hey, you've never mentioned any of that before." like when we were dating and all that. But yeah, she gets a little embarrassed, and yeah, then they're walking around a bit. They go to a park bench, and it looked like Makio and Shingo were about to kiss, but Makio stops it. She goes like, "Do you not want to?" And it's like no, I do actually. It's just, and Shingo realizes like, okay, you're getting into your head again, type of thing. Like, hey, you don't have to if you don't wanna. Not gonna force it. But yeah, just want you to know, like, if you ever want to be together again, I will always say yes, but I also am going to be a shoulder for you to lean on, regardless if it's friend or lover type of thing. Like, give her that comfort, reassurance ordeal. And it looked like they were about to kiss, but it cut off before they did, and that was when the credits rolled. I was like, you can't do that. I was mad. Fantastic episode. I love Journal of Witch. This might be my favorite this season, or definitely one of them for sure. It's definitely a top fiver for me. I can't wait for more. It's just one like I'm just eating good for this show. All right, and finally, Oshi no Ko. Probably one of the better ones in the later for the season. Well, we're gonna get to this because I'm not gonna spoil it for non-manga people. But this was like panel stuff like that I was waiting for. After we left off with with Aqua, questioning Ruby how much she planned all this. Like, oh well, I may have poked around a few things. Like, oh, I knew Maya would be this drama queen type of thing. It's not the first time she's done it, so I took advantage of that. Get them on the show, exposing people. It's kind of fun. Like, I'll step on toes. I'll do like I don't care. And then yeah, Aqua just getting kind of concerned, and then Ruby just like, hey, like, hell, like you said, like it's not about passion and all that anymore. Who gives a crap? It's like getting like these creepy eye fam. Like, oh boy. So I was like, ish. All right, Ruby, you scary. And like this first half more or less focused on Ruby, Kamachi B. They're getting a lot more, you know, views. She's doing great on the talk show, doing some modeling. They cut this out. I kind of hated it. In the manga, during the photo shoot for Ruby, it was you get a cameo of Kaguya from Love Is War, the same author. But they just did a generic cameraman. I was kind of disappointed with that. I'm like, oh, come on. Boo. But with that, B. Kamachi talks about how they wanted the Tokyo Dome. Like so yeah, she's getting fired up. The other side of the coin, Aqua was talking to Miyako. Was like, and basically questioning, is Ruby talking to Ichigo? And so Aqua confronts Ichigo. Is like, hey, what are you doing with my sister? Like, why are you helping her out? Type of thing. And it's like, look, she asks, and look, I know some powerful people type of thing, and this is what she wanted. And then Aqua kind of asks Ichiko, like, okay, like, why are you helping out with her and all this, like, trying to get a bomb everything? Then he wants the bastard that killed I dead as well because you looked at I as like a daughter figure, like she was like a daughter to me. So I would love to see that man dead. And then Aqua's like, oh, well, good news. You don't have to worry about that anymore because he is dead. I confirmed it. Like, we had a DNA test with one of the other guys. And like basically shared the same dad, and he died a while ago. And so you don't have to worry about revenge. We could have this normal life. And Ichigo kind of laughed. It's just like, Aqua, I thought you were smarter than this. Like, how could it have been him? Because he died like way before. You bet I. So like, how can it be a thing? Like, okay, maybe like a different mother type of thing. Like, as like, okay, like yeah, maybe like yeah, like she had an affair type. Like she had an affair, essentially. But it was just like, yeah, the killer is still out there, Aqua. I don't know what you're talking about. But I forgot to say, like, you were happy just a moment ago. You were finally smiling now. Now look at you. So don't worry about it. Go on your own way. So Aqua is just by himself on his bench. It's about to rain. You see Kana, and she's in the car, and she sees that Aqua's sitting on the bench by himself. Like, oh, it's about to rain. So I'm gonna go stop him. Be right back. And while he was alone in her thoughts, he see like the doctor version of himself or the kid version of himself. Oh, good. That means we still have work to do. We can still be miserable because we don't deserve to have this happy life like you think we do. So we are going to do all that. So he's like screaming, like all these inner voices that's going on while Kana is like trying to reach out to him in his mental breakdown states. And then Aqua finally basically snaps out of it and just slaps her hand to make her fall down. And Aqua finally sees what happened, like what he just did, and he sees that Kana's right there. And he's just shocked at what he did. You see Kana's hand like red and pulsating, and then like, she's like starting to cry. It's like, did I do something to make you hate me that much? And she's like, I'm sorry, Aqua. And I also fuck the Twitter people saying, oh, Kana made it about herself. Like, she didn't approach that breakdown. Okay, one, Kana didn't know Aqua was having this breakdown type of thing. Like, basically try just to check up on him to see if he's okay. Even all because she just wanted to offer him an umbrella because it was raining out. And yeah, and just being that comforting friend. And all Kana saw was Aqua hates me because he's been ghosting her ever since he said he was going to date Akane. even though we know Aqua cares about Kana more than Akane. So like it's just this miscommunication of Kana doesn't know how Aqua really feels, and all she thinks is that he hates her. There's abandonment issues, something she's not new to, something she's quite familiar with, especially with her family life. So yeah, that's all she sees. And Aqua didn't even try to stop her type of thing. He knows it's the umbrella. He's upset. Akane invites Aqua out because, she got nominated for an award and the upcoming actor and all that. And then it's like, hey, and Aqua says no. And she's like, okay, I understand. No problem. So you're okay. But the award ceremony, we see our man, we see the actual father. But obviously Akane doesn't know that yet. She sees all these flowers. Like, oh yeah, it's from someone that supports our agency and all that. Akane won the award. And she was just like, oh well, I would actually like to. I kind of want to see these little pre-audition tapes. I was like, oh yeah, sure, go ahead, go definitely. But as Akane is watching them, he sees a young eye, and that he sees someone who has the same eyes, like blonde hair, like it looks like has Aqua's facial features. And then Akane realizes who it is, and she knows, like, okay, that's the real father, Hikaru Kamiki. So we finally get the reveal of him finally, like the name and all that. Now Akane knows who it is, the name and all, while Aqua knows that the killer, their dad is still out there. So those pieces really connected. I like the climax of it. So yeah, this is definitely one of the better episodes. That's why I wanted to give it this closer, because this is probably one of my favorite parts. And I'm still dreading when we get to the eventual season 4, aka final season. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Great week. We're almost at the halfway point. I believe next week will be the halfway point for most of these. But with that, the cafe is closed. Thank you all that are going to watch this later or listen to it, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, video replay on YouTube. I want to thank the Team Network and Frieren for sponsoring the Otalku Cafe, making them host us on their social media platforms. And follow Otalku Cafe, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We're all over social media. Follow me on Twitter, DaveX12, or Instagram, House Husband Cosplay. We'll be back here next week for more anime goodness. Who's going to join me next week? Who knows? We'll figure that out later. So until then, oyasumi and good night.
The sun goes to sleep, I find myself in a heap, because it hurts so much to be away from you. It makes my day when I get a text from you, but still I say goodbye again. Let's hope this isn't the last time that I see your face, but hey, it's fine. I know everybody needs a little space. There's no one to blame. Goodbye again. Let's hope this isn't the last time that I hear your voice, but it's your choice. I can't keep you here forever. Just promise me that you'll come back.